5 years old?
Probably 4 or
And
5.
he was doing his sand castle right in front of his house. Yeah.
But he owns 100 steps.
Yes, I do. Well, they're 101.
Yes, we knew that. We always
101.
counted them when we were kids.
The steps, after, when the ice companies came in and raised the level of the lake, and then people made it higher. Bill!
Go Dean!
All right. They made it higher. The ice came in and broke up the stoop. And then some guys came in and they built Paul Bone's house now, Thelma. And when they did, putting those cement pillars down, they broke up the steps and the steps slid down one full step. So when I got them, the first step, there was no handrail, and the first step was 2 steps. So Bernie Shalhoub,
when the turtle slide was there?
oh yeah,
Okay.
Bernie Shalhoub owned them at that time, and I asked him, I had the deed of easement to it, and I said, Bernie, first he said, do whatever you want. So Ray Costello, who lived next to us, you probably met Ray. At any rate, Ray and I put in another step at the top, and they became officially the 101. And we put in a handrail.
Good.
And then we got a permit, which you couldn't get today, to build the deck that we put down there. And so when Jane Heaton was sitting there in 46, none of that was there. But then there's a picture of you guys later when you're looking at the steps, and the handrail's there and the deck is there. We put that in 86. But we had a permit for it too.
Okay. Talk to you in a bit.
All right. You're coming back, right?
Yeah, we're coming right back.
Do you know how the steps got there in the first place?
Well, I can't trace it to prove it, but the articles I have from the Waltonian Club of Rockford, Illinois, they bought all of Mount, and this is documented. He has the deed. The guy just walked out there, just showed me the deed the other day. They came in and they wanted to go fishing, and they were in a boxcar. The KD line came in, and they decided. They came back the next year, and in 1868 they bought all 10 acres of Mount Moriah from Charles Keyes for $255. They then proceeded to have camps there, and they had wild parties that these articles appear in the Rockford Press. Now remember, when they're the high muckety mucks in Rockford, you're 40 miles from Galena. Galena was the largest city in Illinois at that time. And have you been there when Grant was there? Have you been up the steps? Mm-hmm. Those steps are exactly the same as those steps on the 101, except those are like 12 feet and these are 6. So all I can tell you, because the Waltonians talk about being on top of Mount Moriah, they went back and knowing the muckety mucks in Galena, they said to the guys building those steps who were being built at that time, hey, we just bought a mountain in Wisconsin. Can you guys build us some steps? And I'm sure what happened is the guy said, you got a railroad there? Yeah, we got the KD line. We'll be there Monday. And what we now know is they started at the bottom and they went up and they built those steps. And those steps are the original. The original from that time. If you go back and look at pictures, if you look at 1939, you can see those steps, and they're very, very old at that time. So that's my story, and I'm sticking with it. The Waltonians put that in, and I would like to find documentation that on paper somewhere, and there probably is. But remember, when they came in, they wanted to fish. Okay, so they came in, and then the wives wanted to come. So then the wives said, well, look, we need a platform to put our tents on. We can't be underground. So they did that. Then they wanted a dining hall. And then they wanted a privy. You know, it just changed the whole dynamic. But anyway, they had wild parties, so they had a lot of fun.
What is a Waltonian?
Well, the Isaac Walton League. And they were an organization whose main interest was in hunting, fishing, and outdoor exercise, and that's documented in the club charter. That's what it was out of the Isaac Walton League. Hey, this guy, look. All right, 1955, but you've been here a lot longer than that. This is Merrill, and he's
Been here from 1955.
He probably has the oldest house in the park.
No, actually, the next door neighbor has 1926.
Okay.
That was the first time, yeah. So yeah, that's the oldest. We're at the very end of Mount Moriah, so we're at the very end.
But of course, if you wanted to go that route, the Noahs have one built on the foundation.
Oh, that's true.
Of the hotel that
That's
was built
very
in
true.
1904.
1904. So, and Kaplan's Bay, that's the bay over here, is called Kaplan's Bay because of the owners of the Volga. And you know that, and I never knew that until today. So it was kind of an interesting thing. You know, it's actually fun.
Although everybody just calls it the Bay now. So
it's called Kaplan's Bay. That's
Kaplan,
the old bay.
Kaplan had a different spelling of Kaplan, but
It's Kaplan's
Kaplan is the guy who invented the underwater exhaust system, so that when Ollie Evinrude had to go over to get his wife some ice cream.
I didn't know that.
Came back. Yeah, they came back. Well, here's the picture right there. There's a picture that B gave me, and it's what it is. It's the obituary for the guy that was in his wife's stomach.
Really?
When she sent him over to get ice cream.
Oh my God.
And he came back and he said there's got to be a better way to do this. And they invented the Evinrude outboard motor.
Wow, that's really cool.
The article's right down there. B Strump gave me that article. That was some of these things just come to you. You know,
my grandma and grandpa bought that house in 1955 for $10,000. So I want you to, so I always tell people, so that's what inflation does.
And they knew, well, we just talked about the Waltonians buying all 10 acres of Mount Moriah in 1868 for $255.
Think about that.
And the tenants have a copy of the deed to the park, and it's got Charles Keyes and his wife listed there. So
it's amazing.
You'll learn a lot from. There's a lot
I learned
of
this from
history
him. Just being around him, I learned everything.
I gotta say.